Good morning. Hello, hello. Oop. Found my video super quick. Okay. And everything looks like we're in the right spot. Okay. Great. Welcome. Today's Thursday, June 3rd, and you are with me, Toni Tesler, and with ToniStamps. So today is the first Thursday of the month, and that's when I do my workshop of the month, my virtual workshop. So we've got a new hostess code for June. That's this right here, and with the $50 order using the code by June 30th, you're going to get the make and take kit for today, plus a pack of these new paper lattice. We're going to use these in the workshop today. So before we really get started, I want you to check your notifications, say hi when you get here. There's a bell, make sure you get notified of my videos, whether you're watching on YouTube later or if you're watching on Facebook. I just got an email last night from Facebook about notifications that I have to click a couple times during the video, and I have to read more about that. I don't know if everyone else got the same email or not, but it was kind of confusing. Hey, Di. So today's workshop I'm calling it houseplants, and I'm using a variety of flower sets and papers that may be like houseplant kind of thing. So I'm using Simply Succulents and the dies, and hand pen Petals and the dies. Hey, Vicky. Hi, Patricia. And then I'm also using the Bloom Where You're Planted Designer Series papers, because this has a lot of good colors and a lot of good plants. I've actually already got the other 3 pieces pulled out, but I love that brick. This would make such a nice tropical card, I think, even though it's that could be house planty too. But let's get into it. So everything is going to be plants. And let's get started with the first one. So like I said, the freebie this month is the paper lattice pack of those. So for the first card, I'm actually going to be cutting out one of these plants. Let me move this around. It seems like I have everything organized and ready to go, and then it's where am I putting stuff? Okay. So for this particular card, hey, Amy. Hey, Gail. We are hand cutting one of these plants. So you're going to get whichever random plant I, cut out for you from this pattern. I like this, the little washed wood on the back. But these are all really good sized plants. Now there are dies. I don't have this set, by the way. I don't have this set or the dies for it. So that's why I'm hand cutting everything. And I want you to know you can too. You don't need the dies. I think it makes it more convenient, but that's that. So we're gonna have a Evening Evergreen card base for this, 5.5 by 8.5. Score it in half at 4 1/4. And then I've got a vanilla envelope. You get that. You've got a piece of vanilla, 4 by 5 1/4. Let's go ahead and put that on the inside right now. Yeah, Di, happy Thursday. Oh, look at that. I should have put that on the back. All right, let me try to ball this adhesive up so I can tape it down on the other side. So I'm just rubbing this adhesive until it, kind of using my finger like I would the gum eraser. And this always seems to work pretty good. And one more. And I think I saw that last night and I was like, oh, I better look at that before I stick it down. All right, so adhesive gone. Let's try this again. All right, I want to cover up that. So we'll put tape on this side. I really like this Evening Evergreen. It goes really well with this plant pack. I mean, they always have such great color combinations. Hey, Sue, for their designer series paper. Okay, so 4 by 5 1/4 vanilla on the inside. Then we've got 4 by 5 1/4 Cajun Craze. And then this was cut down 1/8 of an inch. So this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I put it through the brick and mortar embossing folder. Now before I glue this down, I want to get the blending brush and add some color. So let me find my brown one. There we go. And I'm going to use, I was going to use cinnamon cider, but I should probably use Cajun Craze, huh? Because it's going to be like bricky. Alright, so. Alright, and I only want this a little bit. So I'm just trying to, I was trying to get most of it off. I don't want a total coverage. I want some like lighter spots, splotchy kind of. All right, that's what I wanted. Perfect. And I need my, oh, forgot to get my little rag. I think eventually I have to put this thing in the wash. Probably with towels, right, Sue? You're the one that told me to do this, so I expect guidance from you. Okay, let's leave that there. And then we'll glue this on to our Cajun Craze. So I think it's supposed to rain here a little bit, Di, and Amy as well. What, today, this afternoon, and tomorrow? I was hoping it would be not muggy. Yes to the towels. Okay. Good, good, good. All right, now this I'm going to glue straight down. I'm liking this already. Okay. Now for the paper lattice, I really like these. This reminds me of, remember we used to have, well, some people had them, like room dividers that were, they looked fancy like this, like they would stand up and some of our neighbors had them. This reminds me of that. And then other things you would see, like a wall of shelves and people have plants on them. So I really like the look of this. I'm going to cut this one in half because I only want to put it like over on this half, and we're going to use the other part for something else. So I'm going to snip these. Boop. And I'm just, you know, getting it as close to the edge and straight as I can. All right. So I'm going to use this for something else. This, I feel like it needs to be a little darker now with the, since I did that with the Cajun. So let's just give it a little brush. Oh, and look at that. Use these as a stencil. I just want to darken this one up a little bit. Okay. Very cool. And I'm sure other people have already used that as a stencil. I'm sure they saw that opportunity. Is that a transparency? No, Di, it's paper. It's called a paper lattice, and there's no window sheet or anything through it. It's, see, I can put my finger through it. It's just like a die cut, really. I like this better with it being a little dark. Now for attaching this, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue on these solid bits, little circles. You could use a glue dot, you could use a fine tip glue, you could use your tape runner. And I'm not worried that this is not coming up to the edges. It's not necessary. I just want it a little bit so it'll stay in place. There we go. And I am going to hold it there for a minute though. Yeah, die, it's very cool. It's a pack of, I think you get 10 of these in here. This was a new thing. They always have such cool accessories. And I think this was probably intended to go with this whole plant series of stuff. You know, that's sweet. Okay, I'm liking that. Now, I picked this plant to cut out because A, it was like on the edge, and I figured I would take the jacked up one. But yours, you're just going to get whatever other random one from the from that sheet I will cut out. And I'm just going to go and, you know, not spend a whole bunch of time cutting, but some. I'm not going to get in every nook and cranny. Man, I got the sweats right now. I think we finally might be sticking with our air conditioner. Seems like for the last 2 months, it's been heat, air, heat, air, heat, air. But I don't like sweating, so. I seem to remember growing up, it was one and done with my dad. Like, when it went to heat, that was it. Of course, we opened our windows a lot more back then. That was before everyone had allergies. Or at least we didn't know about them. Yeah. Alright, now this, I'm just going to ignore the fact that this is, like, cut off. So I'm just going to round it a little bit. And most people won't even notice that. I am going to get in here with this handle a little bit. So I think the dies that match this are for the smaller print that I'm going to use on, I think the next card. So these, I think you may have to hand cut anyway. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it, like it, like it. All right, now this greeting, or this label, this came from the Succulent dies. There's a set of 2 different sizes in there. And actually, I've got this spread out into 2 packs since I've reorganized my dies. This goes with the Simply Succulents. And the stamp is also from there. Kind people are my kind of people. And I'm going to go with the Evening Evergreen for this ink. Oh, you're funny, Di. Your voice to text wants to add a Y to my name. Look, don't worry about it. Do you know how many years I spent? Well, I'll tell you. All 6 years of elementary school, when we had to give our money to the lunch lady, and we would get our ticket for lunch, and I would say, she would handwrite it, and I would say, it's Toni with an I. And every day, Toni with a Y. So, I had to get over that. I mean, I did after I left elementary school, but it's still just funny. But I will answer anything. All right, I had to pull that a little closer to me so I could see it. Ooh, I really like that Evening Evergreen. So pretty. And I am bummed. I have not been able to order the gems. I got that 1 pack of rhinestones for bingo, and then I haven't been able to get them. They're not in stock yet. So I'm still waiting, but they look so sparkly and pretty. I don't know how. I've seen people have a ton of them. I don't know how they got them. Intriguing. All right, now I want to pop these up. Boop, boop, boop. Kind people are my kind of people. I like that saying. And let's just put some, you know what? I'm going to use some of the edges around here. Let's get that. Excuse me. They are. All right, and I think that'll do it. I was going to cut one in half here, but meh. All right. And who can believe it's June already? Jeez. Oh, actually, you know what? This is what I had in mind anyway. So this is going to cover up some of this side piece that was cut off. Okay. Yep. It's all coming back to me. So I had this sketched out, and then last night I rewrote my list of stuff, and I left off my sketches. So kind of like freestyle at this point. Okay, I'm just going to put that right there. I love it. Now, I wish I had some, I really do want some of the evening evergreen, some of the rhinestones. It feels like it needs a little something. Genial gems. These, I believe, are pale papaya and I want to say mint macaron. I'm going to try some of these. You will use whatever doodads you have. Looks like there's 2 sizes here. Let's do, oops. Let's just do 2. We'll do one here and a little one up here. I think rhinestones would look good. Just something, maybe even pearls. Just a little something to add to it. And yeah. All right, so that's our first card, and we used half of a sheet of the paper lattice and die cut or hand cut this plant. So your plant may be shorter, maybe taller, maybe wider. I love it. Okay. Next. Oh, and of course I can't seem to get my ordering right. Like, I wanted the macrame folder, and thanks, Gail. And I only did the second day express instead of the next day because I had to wait till June 1st to place my order because I wanted one of those new kits that are the online kits only. So I got the butterfly one that doesn't have any stamping, and I was hoping it would get here today. Well, it's out for delivery, but that doesn't help me right now. But it also, I wanted my macrame folder because I thought that would be perfect for this. So I will remake this card with the macrame folder after I get that. And I may just include both of those for you. But I use the Tasteful Textiles in the meantime. Hi, Peg. So this is Soft Succulent. And let me just bring this in. So how they go nicely together. Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. So that was our first one. Soft Succulent 5.5 by 8.5. Score that right at 4.25. And again, I've got a 4 by 5.25 vanilla for the inside. Let me check. All right, no blemishes on either side this time. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this on the inside. And you don't have to put it on the inside if you don't want. I just like doing that. So you've got, this is also 4 by 5.25, already embossed with the Tasteful Textiles. Excuse me, I'm just going to glue this down flat. So I like a tone on tone. So the card base and the embossed layer to be the same. I like that look. And I do it often. I'm going to hold this down for a minute. And then you can see I have die cut a bunch of pieces. And again, these are from the Simply Succulents dies. But these are all some of the new in colors. And don't they just go together nicely? Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen, and the Fresh Freesia. Now this flower pot is the Rose Gold, which I got, I want to say yesterday. So I was expecting those last week and they finally showed up. So for paper share people, I will be getting those out. Okay. So I want to build a little flower pot scene here. And that's just going to be with some glue dots, just because they're quicker to work with. You could use liquid glue if you want. I want this one to be like front and center right here. And we're just going to build a little terrarium kind of thing. Not terrarium, like a potted plant thing. I remember we had a big terrarium. All right. And I'm flipping some of these backwards. So like that one, they really go that way. But I just flipped it upside down. And this freesia. So pretty. So I thought the purple and the greens, that's like succulent colors, like good succulent colors. All right, let's have that there. And then I'm actually going to rip this one in half so that I can split it up. And these really want to stick to my fingers. All right, but I'm going to win here. Eventually. All right, I got it. I got it. So I want to stick this in here. Like that. And then I want to have this other one like, boop, over here. So you're going to get all those pieces die cut for you. And then you build your potted plant however you want. But these colors just, I think they go so well together. All right. I like it. And I want to think, oh, I did want to use the other half. Yep, okay. So this one is going to be a horizontal card. And I'm going to have it over here. So this time I wanted this to be like a little shelf kind of thing. Boop, boop, boop. No. Putting it like this. Oh, I bent my little things. They are a little delicate. Okay. So kind of a shelf, but you know, just the idea. And I am going to trim this up a little. Just so the edge is flush also. I am liking chopping this up. You know, you could, obviously you'll have a whole pack you can do whatever you want with. But I like using just a little piece here and there. And this time I'm not going to add any ink to it. I'm just using it's like a craft color, like crumb cake. Actually, you know what? When I'm done, I should get a piece of crumb cake and we can see exactly how close. It looks very close to my eyeballs. All right, hold that there for just a minute. Okay. Now with all this going on in the background, I'm just going to tape this. I mean, not tape it, glue it. So I'm going to add more glue right across here. I'm not going to pop this up. Now the back of this rose gold paper, it's rose gold and gold that come in the pack. It's got like a little coating on it. All right. And I do have to hold this here because that's a lot of glue. I just got to hold that down for a minute. A day picked for Crafty Zoom. Yes, Di. And I want to say it's June 27th. Sorry. I thought I put that in my email the other night. It may have been at the very bottom. I'm not sure. If not, I meant to, for sure. But yeah, Crafty Zoom, it'll be the last Saturday, or Sunday, I mean, for this month. Actually, let me get a note, let me make myself a note. Double check Crafty Zoom Day. I did not create the event yet on the group, so I should do that, right? And create event. Okay. Oh, which reminds me, so I would create the I recreated the poll. So remember last month when the new catalog came out, I said, oh, let's have a game, like a poll, pick whichever you think is my favorite new set. Well, I got one person wrote, I think it was Vicky, wrote it down, or I can't remember, but I wanted you guys to like type what you thought it was, and there was just too many anyway. There was 65. So I pared it down to 20 that I like. And so I created a new poll, and all you have to do is click on which one you think is my favorite. And I'm going to close that on the 16th of June. And then the 17th is my workshop day, or my video day. I will actually use my favorite set that day. I'm not going to tell you what it is before then. And then I will pick from the winner. So, because if more than one person picks that as the poll, I'll just like put their names on paper and draw it live. So make it a little fun. Ooh, I love this. All right. Now we also have, this is just a little scrap with the corner notched off. This is what I usually include in classes and kits. This means you're supposed to stamp and either punch or cut something out of this. All right. And in this case, I'm going to hand cut it. I'm going to use, this is the thanks from, okay, again, from the Simply Succulents. And I'm going to hand cut this one. And again, I'm going to use, I think, the Evening Evergreen. Yeah. So I left you enough room. You should be able to punch if you wanted to, use a punch. But I am going to, I'm just going to cut this. I'm not going to fussy cut it. I'm just going to cut it straight. And nice. I like to rip the edges lately. Okay. I'm digging this. All right, and then I'm going to pop that up. This rose gold really looks nice. All right, let's get 3 of these on here. Yeah, thanks, Di, for reminding me about that. And yeah, it's only Thursday. I can't remember. I think I sent that on Monday. I'm not sure. I love it. And you know what else we could do? Just to give this a little zhuzh would be, let's grab the Wink of Stella pen. I hadn't planned on doing that, but now it looks a little plain. So is this clear? Yep. So I'm just going to do this, the one that's like the aloe plant, because he's kind of like front and center. And I want him to stick out from the background some. So just adding clear Wink of Stella, more shimmer and sparkle. And of course, you could shimmer up the whole thing if you want. I'm just going to do this one little guy. Okay. I don't know if that's coming in camera. Like the sparkle and everything from the potted plant. I love that. Okay, so that is card number 2, and envelope with that as well. Number 3. Here we go. Oops. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, that's right. Duh. This is what I'm using. I'm like, should I have another flower? All right. So again, very vanilla. This time we've got a thick, very vanilla thick card base, and 5.5 by 8.5. That's going to go on the front, and we're going to cover that up. I don't know what, I think somehow I got like some alcohol ink on there. So at least it didn't bleed through. Oh wait, it did. Well, we're using it anyway. Okay. Then I've got a layer this is just going to be plain. This paper is from the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. And then I went and cut it with the new Basic Borders dies. I like this zigzag. I can totally see this background as a Charlie Brown card. Like you can make your own rickrack. I'm gonna have to make that. But I couldn't decide if I wanted this side or this side. I cut it for the tile side, and you can see the lines. That's the good side. The stitching doesn't go all the way through. But actually, I think I might use that. Okay, so that's that. Let me put these dies out of the way. Now I wanted to use the hand pen. So you've also got, this is a quarter sheet, 4.25 by 5.5, again with the corner notched off. So you're going to stamp and cut out whatever flower you have. And I'm going to do that first. And I'm actually going to use a lighter color, and I'm going to do this one. So the idea is I die cut the pot from the Simply Succulents. So we're going to stamp and cut out this flower, and it'll be, a potted plant. And I don't know what kind of flower this is, but you will use, whatever you have. All right, so I've got the dies for that. And I'm going to use, I wanted to use polished pink and some of the greens this time. Is this gonna fit on here? Nope. Where's my bigger block? There we go. All right, so I want to stamp in, I want to do it in crumb cake and stamp off a little because I want the colors to mostly show through. Like I don't want to stamp this in black. All right, let's do stamp off. Okay, that's what I want. Just something light, not necessarily like no line coloring, but mostly no line. What would we call that? I still haven't got the hang of how I'm supposed to store these. I know it matches up like that, but I don't know if I'm supposed to, with the sheets being clear on both sides, if I'm supposed to remove one of the sheets entirely or just tape this one down. Confusing. All right, and this one, what do I need? I need leaves. I need that piece. And these are like, they go over almost perfectly, but not entirely. Oh, that one's too big. Where's that smaller leaf? Over here. Over here. All right, and then these leaves. I think I just used the one leaf before for all three. All right, so polished pink and I think soft succulent are gonna do it. So I'm going to stamp the polished pink first and try to, okay, that goes right there. So see how it doesn't fill it in entirely? That's okay. And then I need a small block for the leaf. All right, polish pink again. And again, it doesn't, actually I'm gonna add a couple. Yeah, let's add some more. Again, it doesn't cover it entirely. I like that. Okay, so that's it for the pink. And then we'll go in with the leave. And again, they don't fit perfectly, but they fit good enough. All right. Now, I don't have my markers yet for this one. And you can see I kind of do need something in the stalk there. All right, so what we're going to do is take an ink block, get some ink. I'm going to make my own. And then I need a blender pen. Oh, wait, for bleach. No thanks. That's an old one. Hold, please. Let me just find a... There we go. So this gives you a very similar look to a marker anyway. Oh, brand new one. Do you know how long it's been since I used a brand new blender pen? All right, so let me do it over here so everybody can see. So you take a blender pen and your ink, and we're just going to grab it up, and then it acts like a marker. All right. It gives you the same control as a marker. Like I've done this same technique with, what will I use? Like an aqua painter or something, and I'll like color stuff. So same idea. This just gives you more control like the regular Stampin' Write markers. Okay. And then just run it clear like you would any other time. There we go. So that will do in a pinch when you don't have your markers yet, like moi. All right, now let me get this out of the way and check time. We're doing good. Okay, boop, boop, boop. I gotta get my die cut machine in here. Okay. All right, so mini die cut machine, because this fits on my little table. I'm gonna put this in, and I want this die. I'm liking these envelopes that I got from Stampin' Storage, but I have not attached the labels that I made because I'm just not sure. I don't have them all switched over yet, and then I want them to be in order, like alphabetical order, so that part's just not finished yet. All right, I'm using a Post-it note. Let me trim most of this away so it fits. All right, so I'm just going to use a Post-it to keep this in place. I don't think the magnet thing for the cut and embosses are available yet, but I don't think, I mean, there was a problem with them that they were bowing real bad, so I don't have any faith in them, really. I would just continue to use some masking tape or Post-it notes or Post-it tape, something else, because that problem was from last year and I don't think it's resolved yet, so I don't trust it. All right. Nice. I love it. All right. And I like how that die like cuts them out, you know, cuts out the stuff in the center. All right, let me put my die back before it ends up in the trash erroneously. Okay. And now we can build the rest of our card. I think I am going to go with this wood rickrack look. and I just wanted to tape down the flat vanilla piece. And this is going to go like right here. Actually, I'm going to cut this leaf off and then move it. And I knew from my sketch that I was going to have to do this. I want to move it like right here. So again, let's get a glue dot. And I'm only going to put it on like half of the leaf because I really want most of that leaf hanging out. Like, boop, right there. Love it. Yep, washi tape. You're right, die, for the holding the dies in place. Exactly. You know, some of my washi tape is stickier than others, which I have found out the hard way. But yes, that is a very good idea. All right, and again, I'm using just some glue dots. Okay. And I'm going to tape this right there. Oh, you know what? Before I do this, can I get this off? I wanted to brush some color on this. Again, with the Cajun Craze and the same brush that I was using. And I just want a little bit. Like more so along the edges. Give it a little texture. Let's go a little darker. How about that? Just on the edges. Okay. That makes it look like it's used a little bit, right? All right, time check. I have just under 20 minutes, which is good. I have to get out of here by a little early today. I have an appointment, so okay. So I'm taping this on. And I'm going to stamp my greeting directly onto the vanilla. So this is going to go here, here. Actually, let's put it on this side this time, so we're not just all right side. I'm going to pop these flowers up this time. Oof, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I also have, where did that ribbon go? So I want to do a little bow here, and let's stamp our greeting. I think that one's going to have to go in espresso. Too many browns. And oh, anything is possible. I had wanted to use this hand pen Petals, either the thanks or the anything is possible. Actually, I'm going to go with the thanks. Because we can always use those, right? Okay, early espresso. And just putting that right up there. Ooh, I like it. I like it, like it. All right, I'm making a complete mess, but that's all right. So I want to pop these flowers up, and I want to pop this layer up too. So for this, I'm going to use my Quickie, this foam tape that I got from Amazon, just because it makes super quick work when you're popping up a whole layer like this. And it was cheap enough. I forget how much it was, but I thought it was acceptable. And one in the middle. So I'm going to put this down first, and then I am going to pop up the flowers too. But you know, I don't worry about that as far as like mailing it, because it's foam. It will smash. I don't think it's going to get caught up in anything. All right. Let's put that down. And then we will add dimensionals to our flower pot. Now, normally I would tie your bow for you. I don't know if you're going to have, with your kit, you know, the Make and Take kit, I don't know if you're going to have polished pink ink. So when you place your order, you'll have to just let me know, tie my bow or not tie my bow. Because otherwise, if you don't want it tied, it'll just be like a length of, you know, probably about that much. And actually, I'm probably going to do a knot. Because a bow, I don't want this to take too much away from all the flowers. So nix that. Make it easier on myself. You'll get a knot just like me. Okay, and then another glue dot. Lots of glue dots today. Now sometimes when you put a glue dot behind a ribbon, see how it's like poking out on the sides? Just flip those over onto itself to make it disappear, and then it's still sticky. Okay. Oof, I love it. I do want to trim this a wee bit. Okay. There we go. All right, so that is card number 3. And I need a sip of coffee. And then we'll get into my favorite thing from today. Project number 4, still with the plants. But, and we're going to do some more cutting out. So this time I'm going to be cutting out, you're going to get one of these plants and one of these pots or whatever. But, little mini books. I love them. So, mini composition book, and I find these in Walmart all the time in the school supply section. So I love it. We're actually going to be cutting or covering them. These are from the Well Suited papers, which are on the January through June retiring list. So if you want them, get them. So I picked these little guys. And like I said, you're going to get, you know, some pot from here and flowers here. And the back of this is like a wood grain and more flowers. So I like these papers. And these, I think, actually, let me bring this back. This is the size that I believe the dies fit on. But like I said, I don't have them. This reminds me of a hand. Like, hey, all too many fingers, but funny. All right, so I chose these little ones, and let's start with covering. So these pieces, I believe, are 4.5 by 3 1/8. 3 1/8. Yep. 4.5. And you would, you know, if you were doing this at home, you would do it, size it to whatever little mini notebook you have. But notice on the front here, it's going to cover up the some of this. It's going to go over, and that's fine. I just had to size it because the back is different. The back, it doesn't go over it quite as much. So now we're just going to use glue, like our liquid glue, and I am going to trim the edges when it's done drying. But see, it's just a very smidge that's going to hang off. So we're just going to cover this, and I'm going to go right up to the line. And actually, I'm going to sit this on the table like this, so they're both flush. Okay. And then press all over, and I'm going to hold this for a minute. I like this size notebook for like my car. You could always put it in your purse, you know, in your glove box, have it at work. I just always like having a little something. This would be like my glove box emergency notepad or something at work. Ooh, glue squirting out on me. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the front. I have been going down such rabbit holes with like journals, like making journals and junk journals, and the whole traveler's notebook. Like, I didn't realize that traveler's notebooks, that's probably more my speed than a junk journal. I like the size. They're generally like 4 or 4.25 by 8.5. I like the size and the fact that it's mostly like stuff that you can write on. But you know, they both have like papers that you got to collect old papers. I don't have any of that stuff, so I would make mine with plain. But that's where I was going with this. Like, I was inspired because somebody covered their traveler's notebooks, the whole thing, with designer series paper. I need my glue adhesive remover. And she wrapped it around the whole dealy bob, like from one side to the other. But those were like just the plain craft traveler's notebooks. I love that size. So I'm going to be doing some more stuff with that for sure, just because I love them. I love the looks. I love what you can do with them. I like the like trifold things. Like, it's all good. Okay, so this is all stuck down, and I'm just feeling like I think the glue's on me. I just want to give it a once over, see if there's any sticky bits. Oh, something right here. And we're right about on time, because I really did want to finish at 12. Okay, good enough. So now I just want to go and trim off these wee little corners. All right. Boop. And I think when this glue dries more, I will go back and, let me show it this way. Can you see this tiny little sliver there? It's got glue on it though. So I'm going to wait and I will trim that later. And this as well. This is a little sticky. Actually, you know what? I can get this one right now. But I love these well-suited papers. I mean, both the sides, really. Okay. Hey, Molly. We are almost finished. But you get to see my favorite one. Okay, so we've covered our little notebook, both sides. And I did choose this pattern because I thought it went well with the black. Like, this was the darkest pattern. And with the pots that we're going to cut out, that's going to be fine. Okay, so I'm going to trim this pretty closely. And like I said, you're going to get a random flower pot and bunch of flowers. And I picked this one because it was the hardest. But I'm just going to go in. I'm not going to hit every nook and cranny, but a lot of them. But I don't think it's going to take long. If I could get my scissors in there correctly. All right, so while I am cutting this, I just want to remind everybody, so my BOGO sale is going live on Saturday. So if you haven't been over, join my Toni stamping and sharing group yet, please do that. I've got a video posted of how it's going to work. I've also got a PDF or a Word document or something with the rules and the rundown of how it works. So check that out. The gist is I have over 175 items that I've taken pictures of, bundles, stamps, punches, dies, embossing folders. I've got the albums already labeled. That's how I've sorted everything. And I'm just gonna post the pictures. I can load them up into albums very quickly. That's gonna happen Saturday by 12 noon Eastern time. And then you're just going to claim mine or me, please. And The BOGO part is you're claiming my retired stuff. That's what your get one is going to be, your freebies. To pay for it, you have to place an order in the same amount with a hostess code that I give you. And in the next couple days, like, this is all quick turnaround. Got to have everything done by like next Wednesday. I've got the dates and all posted up there too. But basically, claiming will be from Saturday through Monday night. At any time, like if you go shopping first Saturday, you claim your stuff, send me a message, either email or a Facebook message, and say, I'm finished, and I'll add up your stuff. And I need you to keep track of your stuff too, so we're both on the same page. But I'll say, okay, here's your total, and here's your hostess code. You'll have until Wednesday to place your order, and then there will be shipping. Either you're going to pick it up from me if you're local and you want to, or shipping. Shipping will be either $8 or $16, like depending what I can fit in the bubble mailers. And that's just because I need it to be quick. Okay. Ooh, I love it. All right, one more glue dot. Actually, I'm going to put the glue dot on the flower pot itself this time. And then I can tuck this in. I want it hanging over like that. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So this is just going to be a little, I want this to be flat because it will be, it may get some wear and tear in your bag or even in the glove box. So I'm gluing this down flat. Because I feel like if I popped it up with dimensionals, it's going to catch on stuff and it will get wrecked. And I want this like right down in the little corner. Let me hold that there for a minute. Okay, and then our greeting. So there's another little piece. This is when I wanted to say anything is possible. I like that greeting in there. I have a hard time finding these stamps now that the sheets are both clear. I like the idea. I'm just not sure how I should be using it. All right, let's put this on here. And for this, I'm going to stamp again I'm going to go with the Cajun Craze. Oops, I feel like I got glue. Either that or the Evening Evergreen, because that's kind of that color. Let me go with Cajun, because I do want it to pop up a little bit more. So I'm just going to stamp it. Now you could punch this if you wanted. I am going for the hand cut. That sounds like Outback. A hand cut steak. All right, and then I'm just going to glue this on. Maybe I'll put that right here. Yep. And again, I'm not going to do any gems or any doodads because I still want it to be flat, flat, flat. You know what? I do have to, I've got a list of all the journaly type things that I want to create. So at some point, we're going to make like a little pen holder. I'll show you how to make like a clip that it clips into your pages, and then it's just a loop so that you can stick your pen in. It's very cool. That would be perfect here with the little, I think it uses a paper clip. So Vicki, you've been sticking the stamps directly on the case and removing both sheets. I have done that in the past. Yep. So that might be the way I have to go too. Yeah, good idea. All right, so this was our last project. So, and I do have plenty of these little mini notebooks. So you're going to get the notebook and all the pieces. Okay, so let me bring in the other 3 things. And I've already reminded you about the BOGO, and here we go for this one. So this is our houseplants workshop. I hope you like it. And next week I'm going to make like a floating pocket. This is another journaling kind of thing, but you can use it for not just journals. You could stick it in your planner, or if you have a calendar, or even just stick it in your bag. But we're going to make, it's an interesting like triple pocket out of a piece of paper, out of a piece of designer series paper. I love it. And then we're going to doll it up. So this is our workshop. And again, you're going to get your paper lattice and with the hostess code. So thanks, you guys. I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.